Hey everybody, welcome back to 2 Acres Evolving. Today I'm going to be working on the containers that I have outside of my garage door, and I'm going to be moving these containers to a different area. I like these containers, however I don't think they look good in this specific area, so I'm going to move them to another area to see if I like them better there. And then I have some plants that I'm going to be planting them up with. I have one evergreen plant that I'm going to use for some winter interest in these containers, and I'm also going to be using the leftover pansies that I have from the containers that I did in the fire pit area. So let me go ahead and turn the camera around and show you what I'm going to be doing. So these are the containers that I'm going to be working on today. This one, and then I have this one over here. I think I'm going to go ahead and stain them a different color, and then I'll be moving them to the backyard on either side of the steps going into my backyard. But this one still has a Supertunia Vista Silverberry in it. It has a couple of them in there actually. And this plant has done amazing. We've had temperatures down to freezing, and it hasn't phased this plant one bit. I did have the hydrangeas in the back, so that's why there's an empty space in the back there. But these have just filled in this container really nicely and spilled over the front. So I've been really happy with this variety. I'm going to cut this back, and obviously I have to pull this out of this container to work on it today. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to or not, but I'm going to try my best to dig it up and save it, and then I'm going to put it up inside so I can try to save it for next year, because it's just done so well, and if I can save it, I will. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that, and then I'm going to move these containers to the backyard, and then I'll get started on staining them. Alright, so I got this project done and I'm really happy with how these containers turned out. I wish I would have done this when I first built these because this color just matches my house better and I think they look better, the dark color. And then this is right off of my patio, so I wanted something over here that had a little bit of winter interest, something that won't go dormant and will stay green. So I decided to go ahead and put this little giant dwarf arborvitae in these two containers. These are cold hardy down to zone 3 and I'm in a zone 7, so anytime you plant things in containers and overwinter them in containers, you want to make sure that they're at least 2 zones below your zone. Since they're hardy down to zone 3, I'm not worried about them one bit surviving the winter in these containers. These will need at least 6 hours of sun, and they will definitely get that in this area. And they grow about 4 feet tall and about 4 feet wide. Now these are very slow growers, so I can probably keep these in these containers for at least the next 2 seasons, maybe 3 seasons. And then once they get too big for these containers, I'll pop them out and put them out in the landscape somewhere where they will do good. I have some extra pansies down here from whenever I did the containers over by my fire pit area, and I started to put them in these containers and there just wasn't enough room. Everything looked really bunched up together and the pansies didn't look good in there, so I went ahead and pulled them out and I am okay with that. I think the simple look of just the arborvitaes in the containers look perfect for this area. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking these and putting them back in my building. I'm going to be doing projects to that building out there. You can see that I have lights on in there. I have grow lights in there to help because I've got a bunch of plants in there right now that I'm going to be overwintering in there, and I have a heater in there as well. But what I need to do is I need to go through and put windows in all the way around it, and I need to put a different type of floor in so that whenever I water in there, the water will just drain through to the ground and I won't have to worry about the floor rotting out or anything like that. So I'm definitely going to be doing projects like that over the winter, working on the building, doing flower beds, retaining walls, stuff like that, hardscape stuff, because this is probably going to be the last thing that I plant until next spring. And I hate that. I hate that I can't just plant things over the winter, but I don't want to spend money on things and then have them die because I planted them too late. I'm already pushing it with these. However, since they're down to zone 3, which is -40, I'm not worried about them one bit. So these will be the last thing I plant for the season, and then next spring I'll start planting up again. But until then, I've got a lot of work to do. I've got my vegetable garden raised beds that I need to put in. I've got flower beds. I need to work on my pergola area because I'm taking the pergola off my back patio and moving it to another area in my yard. So I need to work on that area. So I've still got plenty of things I can work on over the winter to keep me busy. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.